Welcome to Sanity Lounge. In this episode, we dive into the dark and dynamic world of Winter Sect, the Baltimore-based band known for their unique fusion of heavy and electronic sounds. Join us as we explore their creative process, the inspirations behind their intense music, and what drives their energetic live performances. We'll discuss how Winter Sect channels raw emotion into their sound and get a glimpse into the stories that shape their music. Whether you're a longtime fan or discovering them for the first time, this episode offers a front row seat to the mind behind the music. Stick around after the show for Winter Sect live at the Lounge.
Welcome, Baltimore. We have another band in this week. We have Winter Sect, who I discovered at Chris Schaefer's variety show back in August. We have Anthony, Daryl, Claudia. Welcome, guys. You guys just, as Brian would say, melted our faces
Winter
off.
Sect, baby. I mean, yeah, coming in hot. Now, so my real quick, immediate question is, what would you describe your sound as? Like, if I was trying to sell it to somebody, what would you describe it as?
We're kind of post-punk.
No, we're gonna disagree right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just so everybody knows they're married.
Right.
They're
right.
married. Yeah, we've been in bands for many, many years and together. But
well, Miss Claudia, what do you think the vibe is? So he gave his vibe. What is your vibe of the band?
I want to say we're more goth. More goth. We lean more towards goth, but because we are who we are, we're not doing cookie cutter goth music.
Right.
We're just very original.
Oh yeah.
So and the influences on us, I think, really come through.
So who are some of those influences?
Do you want to say something, honey?
Well, I mean, we get compared to Susie and the Banshees sometimes.
That's one.
We sound nothing like them whatsoever.
Right. I like Concrete Blonde. I kind of.
We got that. Somebody
said that
a little while back.
PJ Harvey.
Oh, really? Wow. I haven't heard that, but I don't know who we even compare to. I think that a huge influence on us is bands like Love and Rockets, and because we're not just in one particular. We don't make every song sound the same. Although we do work a lot with an atmosphere. We do work a lot with trying to create a sound. And for me, a lot of these songs come literally from my dreams. So. It comes to me, and then we put it together, and that kind of.
Well, the reason why that was my first question is because I'm listening, I'm watching you guys, and I love it. It's very ethereal or something, and I don't quite know. Like it feels
haunting.
It's
in
original.
A good way, though.
It's original, so don't take this the wrong way. Like one song sounds a smidge haunting, like a Doors vibe, but it's you're doing your own thing. Then another song, you got a little bit of a reggae flair with these haunting melodies in the back. Like I love whatever it is. I dig it, and that's why I was asking, because it's hard to describe. Really, it's not Susie and the Banshees. It is your own thing.
Yeah.
Now, Daryl, is your vibe the same as these cats, or what was your influences?
Oh, my influences. I had many influences. I would say like everything from the Sex Pistols to Sun Ra. I mean, I think we sound a little like the Cult as well. There's sort of the rocking aspect of it. I mean, I have a lot of different influences. I used to be like, a big prog rock head, then I was into metal and goth and, all different kinds of music.
I got you. So you've been all around.
Yeah. I've played in a lot of different sorts of bands. So.
Taste-wise, right? Yeah. That's good stuff.
So how long have you guys all been playing? I know Winter Sect is that a new band? And then there's Sister X.
Which is, all three of us were in Sister X.
Yeah.
That's just kind of a different band, and we're kind of really not doing that much
right now.
We just kind of broke off because we were trying to do something different.
Yep. Yeah, you don't play the bass in that band, Claudia.
No.
You have a bass player and you play the guitar?
Well, they don't let me play guitar anymore.
Okay.
They, even though I've written almost all the songs,
Right.
they don't let me play guitar.
Well,
in
she's
Sister
such a
X.
wonderful front person. She
Yeah.
doesn't
No,
need to be
I love
holding a
Sure.
guitar. I mean, she can move around stage a lot more.
Oh yeah.
I'm
her
very
hands free.
active on stage. Yeah.
Yeah, I like you with the bass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And you look like you're at home, like, you know, like we were saying, you guys definitely looked like you were feeling the vibe, and you know, it's good stuff.
Yeah, we have synergy together.
You can tell.
It's just, you know, it's a good feeling when we, you know, pull
Right.
things off.
Now, so the name, so sect implies many different religions in one place, or no? Are we going that heavy, or is it just a title?
It's just a title. We pulled it. We had a whole list of things, and I can't even remember where I got it. I might have used like an internet band generator name.
Oh, okay.
That you can put something in, and it'll
Right.
spit out just a ton of names. And I can't remember. I think we had a name. Winter Magnet is one I pulled up.
Winter Magnet. I don't know. I
And
don't know
yeah,
about that.
nobody was, and Winter Sect came out of that, and I don't know if it was from that same list or if, I don't even remember.
Well,
Right.
sect sounds goth. Like
Yeah.
it feels right. You know,
Yeah.
winter, you know, it's like, it feels right. I just didn't know if there was any
Yeah,
kind of
no.
like, you know.
But it's also a single syllable too on the end of that.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
a little
true.
bit easier to say.
Yeah.
That's true too. Definitely. So, okay, so how long has Winter Sect been official, kind of?
For about a year
Yeah,
now.
it's been a year.
I think wasn't our first gig as Winter Sect right after our wedding in December?
No,
Or was
we
it-
played that crappy gig at whatever Hell's Bottom. No, I don't mean it was crappy. It wasn't.
It was our first
It
gig.
was like
But
we
that was not as
played-
Winter Sect.
No, and then didn't we do like some acoustic thing on something with? I don't know, but we used to be Mahidabel. It used to be called Mahidabel because we started playing, and I wanted to play bass, and that was quite a few years, and we were doing, and then
But Daryl wasn't involved
Daryl
with
wasn't
that.
in it, and then we
What-
always had like these different drummers. and-
What happened is we decided to put this band together, and it was going to be Winter Sect, but a friend of ours wanted Mahidabel to play, so
So we played as Mahidabel,
but it
but it
really was
Winter
kind of
Sect.
Winter Sect. But the
Right.
first official one was in December,
Right.
a week after the wedding. We played at the Pie Shop in D.C.
November. We got married in October.
Easy,
was
Anthony. Easy, Anthony.
We got married October
But I
20.
think, well, actually, then it would have been November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we did another show in December. That's it. We did that at the Atlas
Yes, the Alsberg.
The Atlas.
Yeah.
Okay.
for a benefit there. That's
Okay.
how I got those two.
Okay.
And you did that as
Winter Sect.
Winter Sect.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, as I said, the first official Winter Sect was at the Pie Shop.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that was for kind of memorial concert for Brooke DeLarco, who was a friend of ours who had been
Sound engineer.
a sound engineer
Right.
actually back in the days in New York and at the Mud Club and places like that.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
She was Patti Smith's
Oh, wow.
sound engineer.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
she engineered a lot of records. I think she only produced one record by the Feelies, one of theirs. But she liked our band, Sister X,
Yeah.
and
She did.
she really wanted to produce us and manage us.
She did a really good video of us many, many years ago where I was actually doing Dancing Barefoot as
Oh, wow.
Sister X.
Mm-hmm.
And she put it out. It's really pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's good
it was.
stuff.
So anyway,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
cool.
her.
Yeah.
That was her memorial, and
Yeah.
we played that.
She
And,
died. Yeah.
Was it anything like old age, or was it, you know?
I think she had cancer.
Is that right?
I think She
Yeah.
had like some rare form
That
of
sucks.
cancer or something,
Right.
you know. I mean, people, you know, you don't want to be here anymore, you'd go. I mean,
Yeah,
people
right.
are dropping like flies. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like, you know, like,
Yeah, you got to stay. It's like right now, I feel like it sounds woo woo, but if you can keep a positive vibe, it really will
Absolutely.
help your health.
No,
especially
100%.
Absolutely.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty heavy out there. But you guys are doing good stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, you know,
Well,
the music is
thanks.
phenomenal.
Well,
I love
thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. So you kind of implied, how long have you been playing the bass?
Oh God, I probably maybe 15 years or something. But like I said, in Sister X, they didn't let me play anything. So I just was like, so I went to Mark Noon's place in Tacoma Park, and Mark Noon was like, just play the one. Just
Mark
play on
Noon
the
from
one.
the Slicky Boys.
From the
I don't know if
Slicky
you
Boys,
have
right?
ever
He'd
heard
be
of
like,
that.
just play on the one. Just play on the one. And so, so it's really simple stuff I do. I don't,
Yeah, but
It's thunderous though.
yeah, I say
like
it works, and it's unique. You guys have a real unique.
She
sound.
plays big
It's good
notes.
stuff. Yeah, right. It
Keeps the groove
drives.
going.
It does. It
Yeah.
drives you and her kind of drive the run, and you pepper it with nice, guitar shit, which is awesome.
Guitar shit. That's
I mean that with love.
Well,
Dave.
no,
You know
actually,
that.
that's
Yeah.
actually that's how I describe it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like it's whatever it is. It's awesome.
No,
It's
it's all-
ethereal
it is.
shit. It's
I love
good
it.
Stuff, man.
And you guys are from a little south of Baltimore. You're from Silver Spring. So
yeah, we are, but I'm actually like from Baltimore. Well, I'm from Los Angeles, but when I moved here 20 years ago, and I'm from Baltimore.
Good for you.
And I
Nice.
only went down there because he was down there.
Nice.
I kind of lured her away. She
Yeah.
she had an apartment in Butcher's Hill,
Nice.
which was actually kind of a fun little area.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, me and my wife met down there. I had an apartment in near Patterson Park for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah,
I was
she
right
was
there, yeah.
about 2 blocks from Patterson.
Yeah, that
Park.
is
On
Butcher's Hill.
Lombard,
I
I
kept thinking
think.
Federal Hill for some reason.
Yeah.
Right.
I lived
Yeah.
right on Pratt Street, like
Yeah,
a
I did
block
too.
from.
No,
I
that's
had a
right.
basement apartment. It was.
Did
it was
you
wild.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like love on Butcher Street.
That's
you know?
that's what I lived on Pratt Street.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
and there was always like rats when I came
Oh yeah,
home.
Yeah,
definitely.
baby.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just that was the final straw. Like one night, you always had to park like 20 minutes
Yeah,
away,
yeah.
and you're like
Oh,
you're
it's-
walking, and I'm
yeah.
thinking, I wonder if this is cool doing this at 10 o'clock at night when it's 30 degrees, and I'm walking home, and I start walking faster, and all of a sudden I get to the door, and this big old rat goes running across my feet,
Yeah,
and I
but-
went, well, and I was like 3 stories up.
No,
you know?
I was below ground, so
Yeah.
I lived with them.
Yeah.
The man-
But I loved it. I loved Baltimore,
Yeah.
and
Good.
just wish we lived there now. I really do.
Well, that's good stuff. We're part of the vibe of the show is to kind of try to shine a positive light on Baltimore. It's not a perfect city. It
Yeah.
has problems. Nobody's doubting that. But, many people live there and they have to and they're happy
Yeah.
and it is okay.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think it's a
like-
I love
perfect
going
city.
down there.
Yeah.
I love it.
It really does have a weird rap. Like it has its issues, but it's not the be all end all. It's got good stuff, and that's what we're trying to kind of highlight.
You know, Baltimore's been portrayed in as we know, in television and movies as being a certain way, and
Sure.
Yeah, people think of Baltimore. They think of The Wire.
Right.
Absolutely.
And Baltimore's not that. I
Right.
mean, there's a whole lot of other things to it. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and it seems to be a really good, a lot of music coming out of Baltimore
Yes.
now, which
Fantastic.
is really cool.
That is a fact.
That is a fact. And again, that was part of the impetus of the show. He gets out to see all these live bands in Baltimore. I play in a band, and I'm always playing. But between the two of us, it's like we just want to try to get the music out there, especially because I agree. I think that it's like everybody acts like their city is the new Seattle, but like I genuinely think that there is something happening here. We've been neglected too long. Like we're prime for a pop, and why not do it?
Baltimore is fantastic.
It is.
You
It
know,
really is.
there's a fantastic energy there, and I always think of John Waters. He was talking about. Well, on every bus stop, it says Baltimore, the greatest city on earth.
Right.
On these tacky little bus stops.
Right. Wherever
Wherever it is, and there's probably
Right.
some vomit
Sure,
over there.
sure.
But it is the great, and
There's a lot of truth to that. Yeah.
I'm back there now. I teach yoga, which is another
right?
story. Yeah, I've taught for many decades, and so when I first moved here, that was why I moved here, because
Okay.
I got asked to take over this studio, and that's a whole other story. But I'm finally back teaching there, so I'm driving every week up to Baltimore, and just
Good.
it's just like I'm in love.
It's
again.
a gorgeous
Yeah.
city.
It's
I
just
mean,
so mysterious
Yep.
and so
Yeah.
What's not to love? Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
You know, Gertrude Stein. You know, I mean, all the cool people are from Baltimore.
Yeah, it's wild. Edgar Allan, but like I was telling you, like I made the dead Poe body that they lay in the casket. I think he's at the Carroll Mansion right now. I made
Right.
Virginia Poe. I went down a wild rabbit hole and found out that my wife's great grandfather was this dude named George Spence, who was the caretaker at Westminster Hall and oversaw the burial of Edgar, and then the reburial after the train destroyed the cemetery, and then the burial of Virginia Poe when she got brought down, when her bones got brought down from New York. It's wild. So I have like intricate.
Yeah, it's like Poe found you because he did that bust right there of Edgar Allan Poe in the window.
That's one of the ones.
Where David, that's a miniature of the bust he sculpted for the Poe house.
Yeah,
you know, and it's like you've got it in your blood.
But it just cruises around, and it's been in the Laurel Museum sometimes. Then you just go, but it's like a funeral setting. So you walk in and you pay your respects. You sign a book. I mean, there's just a body laying in a casket, but it's Edgar Allan Poe.
It is
it's
wild.
But that's
That's
one thing I love
fantastic.
about Baltimore is just that the macabre that surrounds all those stories.
So, Miss
Horror.
Claudia, with respect and reverence, you came from L.A. and did you come from L.A. or did you met her here? Mm-hmm. Okay, I got you. So, and you grew up in L.A.?
Yeah, if you can call it that.
I got you.
You know.
I got you. So, you left L.A., came here 20 years ago, and you've been ever here since, and you met Anthony here.
Yes.
Right. Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And Mr. Darrell, you have a history with playing with these two for how long?
Maybe a little over a year. Right?
Oh, okay.
They were, I was aware of Sister X, and I knew them from the scene and
I got you.
and whatnot.
Well, actually, you played with Sister X one time. You filled in.
But that,
Before the pandemic.
Yeah,
one time,
before the pandemic.
on one show.
And then during the pandemic. Didn't we play a show during the pandemic at that place and nobody was wearing a mask and Daryl showed
Okay,
up?
let's not talk about it. Just kidding.
No, this was
I
like
said, holy
years
shit.
ago.
No,
Years ago.
I know, I'm only teasing.
No, but anyway, I mean, Daryl actually came on board to play with Winter Sect, and then it turned out that Sister X needed a drummer, and so he then joined Sister X too.
He's double duty.
The hybrid seat.
And he's in other bands besides
and a few other
ours.
bands. Yeah.
Nice.
That's right.
So you guys primarily play down in D.C. or do you get up to Baltimore?
Oh, we do. We
We've
get up to
played
Yeah,
a
we
couple.
played a few shows.
Yeah,
More and more.
more and more.
More and more,
You know,
yeah.
back when we were doing Sister X, there were a year or two we never played DC. We only played Baltimore
for
locally.
quite a while. And then I started this Bowie tribute show.
Oh, wow.
So that was before David Bowie died, but I started this thing called the Bowie Valentine Show, and we started that up in Baltimore. And I think the first place we did it was like at Club 1919 with the worst PA system. Don't. But I just remember that
Little
because
place, yeah, we
you know, and then I don't mean that in any way negatively because it was really a pleasure. And then there was Gallery 788
in Hamden.
and I don't think he's there anymore.
He's
he was cool.
Yeah, Eduardo. He's
Eduardo,
gone. But it was a
right.
bigger place, and it
was
was a bigger show.
It was a
and
bigger
then
show, and it started to really take off. And so we do it once a year, and
That's in DC now.
it's in DC now, and always so we get like several bands together, and everybody has to do a 20-minute set of Bowie tunes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's
But they're
only
all
Bowie.
generally bands that are like us, original bands, not cover bands.
Not
Right.
cover
So
bands.
Right.
Everybody does their own take on a Bowie song, and we have punk rock bands, garage bands,
Right.
and stuff like that.
That's a
So-
fun concept. Yeah,
And you
that's
do that
good
once
stuff.
a year?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
we're going to
around-
probably
around Valentine's. It's always called a David Bowie Valentine, and it's the weekend closest to Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
cool.
So this
Keep
year
up
it's
on
going to
that.
be February 15th. And
Nice.
so it's usually we get 7 bands and maybe a DJ or so. So it's like really, quick turnovers, and everybody's really professional. And
One drum set, everybody
Oh,
shares.
that's
that.
it. There's no time between sets. And
Yeah,
everybody, it's
mean-
very
yeah, the pie shop is great because they have an entire back line. They have a house
That's
drum
awesome.
kit. They
Yeah,
have,
that's awesome.
They have your Marshall cabinets, your SVT, Ampeg SVTs,
Take
your
your
Fender
pick.
amps. They have all that, and it's pretty well maintained for the most part.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's really helpful because it's an upstairs venue too.
Oh,
if
gosh.
you've done your
Thank
time
God,
hauling
thank God.
stuff
Oh,
upstairs.
Yeah, hauling drums up those stairs would not be fun.
I swear on everything. I played in Miami once, and it was up like 3 flights.
Oh.
And I mean, there were waiters carrying trays past me and
man.
shit. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like,
He did that.
oh, I hated it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I understand that.
And then you got to lug your amp up there.
Oh, yeah.
Your beast.
But not this time, though. This guy had nice stuff.
Actually, I lug my Beast there because I like it better than what they have.
Wow. See,
It's
right.
painful. Yeah.
Right.
But
you got to feel at home,
yeah, but anyway, it's a fun deal, and
Right.
everybody really works hard on it. And
It's not easy.
As
Bowie
we learned,
songs are
David
not
Bowie's
easy.
songs,
Not at all.
They're
They're
not.
They're not
very.
easy
There's so much
whatsoever.
nuance and so much variation, and,
Oh, yeah.
and nothing is. He doesn't do like verse chorus, even though you think he's doing verse chorus. He doesn't do anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's always very artistic and
Yeah.
very nuanced. So when you're a player and you start playing it, you're like, "Holy shit, this is a
Yeah.
little bit trickier than I
Yeah.
felt," or something.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
take it
it's
for
challenge.
granted.
nothing you're going to pick up, and run through it. And,
Yeah,
and
right.
Pick it
You
up.
take
Not
it for
Neil
granted
Young, yeah.
or something. It's not Neil Young.
It's not
Oh,
Neil
yeah.
Young. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I'd
think
love to
the
check
songs
that
go
out,
one
man.
way and they actually don't. Like
Yes.
I'm just speaking as a drummer. I was like, when I really listened to it, I was like, I thought I knew how the song goes, but no, I actually don't.
Exactly.
It's more. It was different.
Do you
I
guys
like
do
Some
any
subtlety
Bowie?
to it.
I do Suffragette City with
No, yeah.
Gravediggers.
Yeah. Oh, no, I haven't heard that then.
Yeah, it's good. But wait, the point was the thing you just said was Bowie. I lost my point. I was going to comment on your last.
I just said the songs were
the songs.
deceptively, difficult.
What I find as another drummer to a drummer is that like I didn't love U2 growing up. Okay, I don't love U2 right now, but I have way more respect for U2 now that I've had to learn a couple U2 songs and play it. It's like I still don't love them, but it doesn't bother me the way it used to because there's a little bit trickiness that I took for granted or whatever it is. I'm just using that as an example, but
I feel like I could go for a lot of bands.
It
But
does.
yeah.
It does. Like I gain more. I might get shot for this, so don't. But I gain more respect for the Beatles. I love the Beatles, but I was more of a Stones cat, and I always kind of fought that fight for many years. Well, then as I get older, I got to learn all these Beatles songs, and I'm playing Hey Bulldog and I'm the Walrus and shit, and I'm going, these fuckers are really good songwriters. Like, and it's like even though it is simple and whatever, it's not. It's a little tricky because of the sauciness and the thought put into their songwriting, and it's good stuff. But when you had said that, Bowie was a little bit, now you're like, hey, I thought it was,
definitely. And going to the Beatles too. I mean, Ringo played simply, but he played perfectly.
Tastes like, yeah.
And if you listen to his parts and the way they work within the song, I can't imagine them played any other way.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like as I'm learning these parts, I'm going, holy shit. Oh, God damn, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like that feels perfect. Or, and so you just gain respect for these artists that even if you didn't, totally you didn't get it or something, you kind of
makes
get
sense.
it a little bit more.
Well, also, he was like a left-handed drummer that was kind of forced to play right-handed by
Right.
his teacher. So
Right.
that's got to add some, whatever.
Yeah, a
level
different
of difficulty or
right.
just creativity on his part.
a unique feel of some
Yes,
sort that's
that's the
hard
word.
to replicate, in a certain way.
Yeah, so you said you're doing a festival down in New Orleans. What's that about?
Oh, we're going to do a festival called Dark City Fest. It's a 3-day goth festival,
Oh, wow.
and so we're playing on the 26th down there. We've got a set down there. Yeah.
Yep.
And
you
how
That's gonna be
I was just going to say, have you done it before?
No.
No, never been to New Orleans. We're going to drive down there.
So-
It's Hopefully,
the-
it'll still be there. After
yeah,
all the
hopefully we won't get another storm.
Yeah,
for
right.
God's
Yeah,
sakes, right.
Yeah, it's
I
kind of like
think they're safe for once.
Well, when is that? You said.
the end of this month?
26th.
yeah,
of
it's the
October, yeah.
weekend before Halloween, so
Yeah.
it's going to be a big weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
New
when
Orleans.
you do something like that, they're not putting you up. You're going for it. You got the slot and you're going to make it happen, or are they putting you up somewhere down there?
Well, they were going to put us up for one night, but we went ahead and made other arrangements because we wanted to be more comfortable.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Well, I find if you have those means, a lot of times that's worth it.
Yeah.
Because the beds in some of these hotels or whatever that they put us in,
Yeah.
I haven't been to
yeah,
New
and
Orleans.
shocking.
It's shocking.
New Orleans is notoriously,
Right.
known as the big sleazy.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, for good reason.
Right.
But it's going to be fun. We're gonna see lots of bands. And
Yeah, that's exciting.
Meet a lot of people, and
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Now, are you guys are you guys full-time musicians, or do you guys do you have a day job and then you moonlight as a rock goddess, or what's the
Like you teach yoga.
right?
Well, I have a day job too.
Okay. You don't have to say it. I'm just
all
curious.
Of
Yeah.
the above.
Sure,
I do,
sure.
Yeah, I do all of the
Yeah, I don't want you
above,
making yeah, just asking. Yeah.
yeah, no, we're not full time musicians.
All right, gotcha. Yeah, well, it's hard to catch that wind, but man, if you
Yeah,
catch
no, I
it,
get it. I have four
right.
four endeavors.
Right, Woe Davis and I are currently trying to, lose all other jobs other than playing music and this. But
Yeah.
it's a dream,
No, it's
No,
a
it's
dream.
cool.
and
Absolutely.
So you need to get some, big dollar sponsors, right?
Yeah, we're
Well,
trying.
we are trying, yeah, and we got a plan. We do have a plan.
No, I mean the hobby behind me is the predator. I make predators. I make xenomorphs from the alien
Great.
movies.
Oh yeah.
Collectors buy them, and
Yep.
then this, and then I fix AV systems during the day
Oh,
Yeah, baby.
and alarm systems.
So he's
I
in the
program-
entertainment
Yeah,
world
yeah.
all around. I mean,
No, I mean I'm handing out my cards to all our clients. 'cause
I know,
our
that's
clients are
perfect.
like some. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they got money.
yeah,
That's good stuff. All right.
but it's
Do you
fun.
got anything else you want to
Huh?
ask him? Do you have
I
any
know
other?
you're dying to move
Well,
on.
I
to-
always my thing. So, but if you, I don't want to rush.
No, but no, I'm good. We can get into it.
All right. So my main passion is drums, but the second passion is film. I usually ask this of all the guests. We're going to go down the line. I'll start with you, sir. Do you have a top 3 films, and could you talk about them briefly?
Do you guys do like movies?
love.
There
We
go.
love movies. It's
Yeah.
just, it's every time I think I always forget something.
Yes.
I mean, I have films that I can watch over and over.
Yep.
I guess that's as close as. And you were mentioning Goodfellas. You were talking
Yeah.
about that. That's a film. If I'm flipping around the TV and that's on,
Yeah.
I stop on that channel
Yep.
no matter where it is in film,
Right.
and end up watching it.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Okay,
mean,
so
I
Goodfellas,
don't
that's
walk
a good
around and quote it. The original Frankenstein, James Whale.
Wow, okay.
With Boris Karloff. It's just a movie I can watch. It's beautiful, especially if you see a decent version of it
Sure.
that's kind of restored and just the whole set and vibe. It has the whole expressionist.
Sure, and it is rooted in goth. I mean, or goth
Yeah.
comes from
Yeah.
that vibe, and it makes
yeah.
perfect sense that you
Yeah.
feel at home
Yeah,
there.
and then actually another one of my I can't say it's my all-time favorite ones, but I'm because I'm gonna forget something I like even better. But
Sure.
Peter Jackson, one of his early movies called Brain Dead.
Did
Or
you
Dead
think he was
Alive,
going to
Dead
say
Alive.
Dead
Frighteners?
Alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called Brain Dead.
There's
and-
two
Frighteners.
early. Well, Frighteners was great, but before Frighteners, there was 2 early Jackson gore fests. And one was Dead Alive.
Dead Alive, and it's a comedy too. It's the bloodiest movie that I've ever seen, and it's a comedy.
Right.
On top of that, and it's just hilarious, and that's totally watchable. It's just
Oh my gosh. Early Peter Jackson was shocking gore and like over the top fun.
Yeah.
Like I mean it's dark but it's hilarious, but it's going to kill me. It was
The one before that, his very first
Yes.
one was called Bad Taste.
Bad Taste.
Yes.
I
That's
haven't
the
seen
one.
that one.
Dude, Bad Taste. Oh my God. Jeff Myers. If you didn't come up with that, my buddy Jeff Myers is yelling right now. Bad Taste. Like those two movies.
Well, the funny thing is that, when I heard that Peter Jackson was going to do Lord of the Rings, I said, somebody's on crack.
Everybody's like, what?
Somebody's on crack.
Right.
Whoever put this guy in
Right.
charge of it. Of course, he did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
But the head orc,
Yes.
the makeup was taken off of the one villain in Bad Taste.
No shit.
Yes, if you go back and look at it, it's
The orc from which movie? Return of the King. The one.
Return
with
of the King.
The leader when they're Minas Tirith, when they're the main battle in the Return of the King. The main orc.
I'm trying to remember. I think
Yeah, we're
it's
gonna.
either that or one of the orc generals or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely, if you go back, just you can just look up on the internet.
Yeah, I know
Bad
which- I
Taste.
know which guy you're talking
I
about.
think it's even on the cover
Right.
of if there's a video, and yeah, they and there's little. And he always has little tributes to his older movies,
Right, odes to his earlier films.
And I don't know if you remember in Dead Alive, the whole cause of that plague was the Sumatran rat monkey.
Right, the monkey. I remember.
So in his version of King Kong, there's a scene of on the boat. There's there's a crate that says "Danger, Sumatran rat monkey."
That's so fun. That's wonderful.
And there's always little Easter eggs on there. But yeah, Peter Jackson, was brilliant.
It's
And-
so funny that you bring up the whole Lord of the Rings thing, because now knowing what we all know about Lord of the Rings, if you're listening or watching, or if you haven't, go watch Bad Taste and Dead
Yeah.
Alive. It'll blow. Like, it is. So imagine then being a Lord of the Rings lover who've been waiting your whole life for this movie to be made the right way, and you hear that this guy is the guy that's doing it.
right.
It just doesn't make sense. But they knew, because apparently Jackson is a Lord of the Rings, like, his whole life. Like, he really knows it, and had a real serious passion
Right.
for
Well,
it.
he had Christopher Lee helping him out.
And he sold your Christopher Lee, as you love him. And he sold himself so good that they were like, well, this guy's got he gets it. And, but Bad Taste and Dead Alive.
Yeah, and I think he was able to sell it because he had built some kind of studio infrastructure in New Zealand.
Right.
Which-
the wingnut thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
and he would be able to handle the effects, and of course that was the perfect place to shoot it. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And he had the concept of doing them all three,
Yeah.
It's like they filmed it all at the same time. It took 12 years to release, edit, do all that stuff.
Yeah, I like
but-
both. I like The Hobbit too.
I like The
all
Hobbit a lot. A lot of fans have problems with The Hobbit
I
because
know.
the book is so short. It's like an 89-page book, and the rule of thumb is a page is a minute of film, at least for screenplay. So if it's an 89-page book and they made it into a 12-hour movie,
Yeah.
they've added a lot,
Yeah.
and so people had a problem with it. I thought it was fine.
Yeah. Well,
All
it's
right.
more like the cartoon. I mean, the cartoon's more like the novel.
Is that right?
The
Oh,
Hobbit,
yeah, the
cartoon.
old, right.
I love those.
Yeah, I
Rankin
remember
Bass,
that.
the Rankin
Rankin
Bass
Bass,
cartoons.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. All right, good stuff,
Yeah,
man.
they were good
All right,
ones.
Daryl, you're up.
All right, now I'm on the spot. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Of course, my mind goes blank,
It's fine.
But I would say like the original Wizard of Oz, or not the original, but the one with Judy Garland and all that. And I hate musicals. I just don't like them. But that one, I don't know. That worked. I probably like it because I saw it so many times as a little kid.
Right.
And it was always a big deal.
Sure.
When I was a child. So.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting one. Nobody said that yet, but I don't know why, because it is a classic.
Yeah,
Right?
it's like it was just one of those things that I don't know. Maybe it's nostalgia or something. It's like it reminds me of childhood, but it's just like a perfect like fantasy movie.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
It's just really good.
Have you ever done The Dark Side of the Moon, Wizard of Oz?
You son of a bitch! I was going to ask that.
Yeah,
I've done it.
yeah, and it does line up. And it's
So-
actually really funny.
So let's hover here briefly because this is what we do at Sanity Lounge. But so you're an old school cat, but we did it pre-internet. You know, like long before the internet. We got the memo that, and the whole thing was if you had a VHS tape. When the third lines roar, you start your CD or your cassette tape, and if you start it right then, it would sync up.
Yeah.
And I swear, they claim they didn't do it on purpose, but it is one of the wonders of the world that they didn't do it on purpose. I mean, because things line up just too much, you know.
I don't know if I've ever not done it on acid though. So I think it's. I've never sat there sober and just watched it.
I have because it's so shocking to me. I don't get it, and it's really there's a lot of coincidences, dude. Like Great Gig in the Skies playing during the whirlwind or the tornado.
Yeah.
You know, the voices in the background are voices that are in the background. Money, right when the color comes in, the change drops for money. Brain damage is when the scarecrows.
It's definitely cool.
Brain damage is when the scarecrow's doing. If you only had a brain, you know, it's like what the.
No, Roger Waters 100%.
I know. I know.
Didn't do that.
It's one of the great mysteries.
But it's
that
a good one.
and well, anyway. All right, but okay, go ahead.
That one. Let me see. I had another one. What was it now? Doctor Strangelove.
Oh,
by
God bless
Kubrick
you.
is still one of my favorite movies. It's the best. I'd say just. Satire and comedy about nuclear war you'll ever see. You know,
it's the most prescient movie. If you watch it today, it's the most prescient movie you could watch today.
I had a great cast too. I mean, everybody was really funny. Peter Sellers plays like the president of the United States, and Dr. Strangelove and whatever the
3 or 4 different guys.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
And George C. Scott coming in hot.
General Bud Turgison.
Oh my God, Sterling Hayden.
Yeah.
Dude, what a great movie. And a young James Earl Jones. If you catch it, the very beginning, a very young James Earl Jones is the pilot. At the beginning, he's, I think it was his first role.
That's funny.
Good stuff, man. Good pool. Dr.
You have
Strange.
one more.
I have one more, and I'm thinking like, okay, I'll just say "Female Trouble" by
our boy
John Waters is
Okay,
just
there we go.
it's one of the funniest damn movies I've ever seen. Divine is hilarious,
Oh my God.
and it's eminently quotable. And it's just. The first time I saw it, I was like, "What is this? What am I watching? This is hilarious!" It's off the wall. It's still a great movie. It still holds up.
Incredible.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, we want one of our white whales of guests that we want to get is John Waters.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a Baltimore icon and everything.
I have a letter
that
written.
would be great.
You say, there's only one way to reach him unless you know somebody who knows him. Is you mail him a letter to Atomic Books and
really?
in Mount Royal, and he goes in there and picks up his mail.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
wow.
Yeah, he doesn't have social media, nothing like that. They say they're like, we can't guarantee anything other than it will be placed in his hand because he comes in to get his mail often.
Yep. So
But
that's
I know
one of
a couple of photographers that have shot him and stuff like that. So I got some connections. But Glenn Workman, he said to get Mink Stole. He's like, Mink Stole will probably be more fun of a conversation.
Right. Yeah, well, that's a good pool, though. I mean, that's Baltimore to the core, too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's good stuff.
It's such a funny movie.
It is,
really
and
is. Oh, my
underrated.
God.
It gets overlooked, a lot of times because of Pink Flamingos and everything that was around that time, which were all bangers and wild.
Yeah,
But
Desperate
Female
Living
Trouble-
is another
right.
total classic.
It's shocking. It's hard to recommend because you don't know. Some people are like, God damn, that was incredible. And some people are like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like,
That's usually
what
with
the
most
fuck
of
is
his
even
movies.
that?
though.
Right. Right. The guy I lived with had Pink Flamingos. He gave it to me, actually, I think. But it was a Pink Flamingos laser disc, and it had a scratch and sniff talking asshole. It was unbelievable. Again, my boy
amazing.
Jeff Myers.
That's awesome.
Who
Do
loved
you have
Dead
that
Alive.
still?
I have my Laserdisc collection, but I've told that story since,
That
and me
one
and my
seems to be
son have
missing.
looked, and it's not there.
there.
So he gave me hundreds of Laserdiscs, and he must have kept that one
Yeah.
for nostalgia. I don't
mean,
blame him.
I mean,
you know,
it doesn't surprise
that's
me.
a keeper right there. You know. All right, Miss Claudia,
Oh,
you
boy.
are up. What do you think? Can you
I think
narrow
I'm in
it
the
down?
same. I'm in the same boat as Anthony. It's like
Yeah, we'll
I'm
just
gonna leave
relax.
here and go. God, there's so many movies that when I see, it's like I bow down to
Sure,
them. You know?
sure.
But I think what's like a current movie that's just the last couple of years is the Jojo Rabbit film.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's just so exquisitely good.
It's unbelievable.
And every part of it is great, and it's anything that can make fun of
That kind of
that
travesty.
kind of travesty,
Right.
and the acting and everything is
The
just
acting was
so
unbelievable.
epic, and the kid and the whole thing. So that's one that I kind of
And that
put
one
on
is
the
very
brakes for.
fun, and it's very touching. It's
Yeah.
very, like, it's got a huge blend of both. And so it's got a little something for everybody.
That little kid,
Oh, my
the
God.
10-year-old
Yeah.
kid, and,
Yep.
and
Even the girl, the
Oh,
little
she
girl,
was
she was perfect.
fantastic.
And Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell.
Who doesn't love Sam
Oh my
Rockwell?
God.
Oh my God, I love
Taika
her.
Waititi though as Hitler.
Yeah.
I know.
Imaginary
yeah.
Hitler. That was
How
like-
about that guy? I mean, that guy is a talented dude. He wrote and
he
directed
is,
that. I mean, that was like one of his, or I don't think it was his first, but it was
No,
one of his first
yeah.
major projects. And
Yeah,
I mean, that,
he did that after Thor
unbelievable.
and stuff like that.
was that after
I
Thor?
think it was after Love and Thunder.
See, I thought he did this, and that guy. But
Maybe right
either,
about it.
Yeah,
but yeah. I
great
know. I
pick.
love him. He's awesome.
Wonderful pick, Miss Claudia. Next,
Well, that would be that, and then I think I am a classic. Yeah, so
Gal.
I really, I really have like a lot of that in my background and stuff, and so I would say like if I was going to pick a film that there's no way I wouldn't watch it, is Night of the Hunter, which is
Oh wow, yeah.
That's a good one. That would've
directed
put-
by
wait up, Night of the
Charles
Hunter.
Lawson,
Charles Lawton.
Charles
yeah.
Lawton, who
Lawton,
and he
yeah.
thought it was like just the worst thing he ever did. And
Right,
it was
right.
like,
Because it was a
oh
failure.
my God, and you've got just this whole thing going on there with the black and the white and the innocence and
The love and hate.
the love and hate,
tattoos.
and yeah, that movie is really
Wow.
that's
Robert
one of the
Mitchum
ones I just
is
That's
such
who
a
I'm saying. I'm not like, who's the
scary
guy?
freaking
Right.
villain.
scary freak, and
Wow.
Shelley Winters as the mother, and she's just so bizarre.
Shelley
to
Winters
watch.
is a lost treasure.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah. Well,
haven't
that
seen
movie,
Night of the
I saw
Hunter?
that
Yeah,
movie
you gotta
once.
see it. It's
Once. Love it.
Yeah.
But I only saw it once.
So
But that's why when you
Char-
said it, I'm like, oh my gosh.
I
Like,
think like Charles Lawton came to the U.S. like there was like a small band of actors, right, that came and they made films, and he was always an actor. So I think he was married
To
to
Elsa Lancaster.
Elsa Lancaster.
But he was part of the whole group that came over with James Whale, the director that I talked
Yeah,
about, that
right.
directed
Yeah.
Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein. They were all part of a theater group, I believe, in England.
Oh,
And
wow,
He
okay.
brought a lot of them over.
So is this the 30s or 40s?
Probably late 20s to early 30s.
Oh, wow.
Probably when they came over. And Charles Lawton, he was married to Elsa Lancaster.
Elsa
and,
Lancaster.
And Night of the Hunter was the only movie he ever directed. And it was a
he
flop
thought, and
when
it
it
was
came
a huge
out.
flop when it came out.
Yeah, but
But
I
now
think
it's
Cult classic.
I was gonna say I think it's on Criterion
even-
collection now. I think it's got a lot of
Yeah.
respect nowadays.
Oh, yes.
We just saw it just this last year again, and it is scary. I mean, Robert
It's
Mitchum
terrifying.
is he's
Robert Mitchum is evil, man.
He's an evil like a preacher man.
Yeah.
He's the epitome of the
Young
bullshit.
Mitchum.
Yeah, I mean, and he's just he's just
Yeah, he's portraying a psychopath, and he's after these little kids.
these little kids.
and it's
All right,
like,
we're rewatching
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna have to- yeah, we'll do
You're
it.
right, Night of the Hunter, baby. This
I'm
is why
sold.
we
Yeah,
do this.
yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
It
it's-
is 100%
it's-
why we do it.
Yeah, I mean,
well, the original Cape Fear too.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
one of
he
the
was
greats
Max
too.
Cady.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
he was.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
was-
thing.
yes.
Young Mitchum, he is a great actor, but young Mitchum was a different Robert Mitchum. And if you go back and rewatch some of his early films, like he was firing on all cylinders,
Yeah.
if he wanted to.
Many of them were firing on all
Yeah,
cylinders.
that's true.
Yes,
You
that's
know,
true.
that was back in the day where nobody could get you couldn't get a facelift.
Right,
You-
sure.
You had to just you had to be on your game.
Right,
you
it
know?
is what it is. What you are is what,
What you are is what you
Right,
are.
right.
You know.
Well, but also, yeah, you would see that a lot of actors, they had unusual features. They're not.
Marty Feldman. Remember Marty
Yeah.
Feldman?
Yeah, but I mean, nowadays there's more of like a standard look that,
Sure.
Yeah.
They're looking for.
that they're looking for that's almost like a generic beauty, or something like that. Where if you look at actors like Robert Mitchum, he's unusual looking.
Who was the other guy in the original Cape Fear? It was Mitchum and
Gregory Peck.
Yeah.
Peck,
Yes.
right? Okay,
Gregory
okay.
Peck.
Right, and Joe Don Baker, a little side role. I know he was
Oh,
in
in
the
the
remake.
original?
I'm saying
He was
in
in
the
the re-
original.
Joe
was in
Don
the remake.
Baker?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah, he-
no,
No?
that was
No,
way
no.
before.
Yeah,
that.
Okay.
he was.
All right.
He
Yeah,
was-
I know Peck though. Peck's the one that I was thinking of because I remember
Yeah.
the original, and Peck was, or the Max Cady guy was Mitchum, and Peck was the lawyer. In
Yes,
this?
Peck
Yeah.
was
Okay.
the lawyer.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
They both had cameos in the remake.
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
right.
Yep.
Right. That's good stuff. All right, so do you got one more? Or was that?
I'm gonna just say I really like cheesy rock and roll movies. I really do.
Give it to me.
So
Which-
what is
Well, of course, everybody likes, what's its face,
What's its face?
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap.
Oh,
Everybody
okay,
likes that.
okay,
Spinal
sure,
But
sure.
for me, I really loved Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, me
I
too.
can't
Oh,
tell
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I mean, and you want to talk about weird looking actors and stuff, and
Rami Malek. Yeah.
Rami Malek,
Yeah.
and he basically can't get arrested now. He did a really crappy film after that, and it's like he played Freddie Mercury, and he looks like Freddie Mercury. But
Right.
I just thought it was great. I loved it.
I thought it was good.
That
Yeah.
movie surprised me so much. That was one of those ones that I was not like. I love Queen and everything like that, but when I first saw the preview, I was like, and I didn't see it when it came out in the theater, and it came on video. My son got it or something, and I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it, and I loved it. I mean, I
loved
thought
it.
it was phenomenal.
I was
Like,
not a Queen fan or any of that. I was more like I couldn't believe that Freddie Mercury was like he was actually they dubbed his voice with
right. I heard that Malek.
with the other guy.
Did a lot of
that-
singing.
yeah,
It's a
Rami
hybrid
Malek.
or
They did this
whatever.
hybrid,
Right.
and he had to, and he got like more. He got stuff like more teeth put in. He's already got this weird face.
Yeah, he's a strange.
Right.
He's a strange looking guy, and my stepmother met him.
Oh, wow.
Right, and she basically said like, "Where are you from?" Like because he's a twin.
Right.
Wow.
He's got a twin brother, and he goes Van Nuys. He's from the Valley.
Right.
Wow.
But in Los Angeles, but evidently their family was Egyptian, and
Well, I
and
guess I
stuff
can
like
see that.
that. And he
Yeah.
had a twin, and basically he worked really hard. He was not getting any roles and this and that, and he finally got like some small part, and he was like begging for it, and somebody saw him, but I thought he was great.
He
and
was outstanding.
I just loved the whole sound of it, just
Right.
the sound and how they recreated the what was it?
Wembley Stadium.
The Wembley
Yeah,
Stadium scene and
the
his
the
choreography.
Live Aid.
Right,
Yeah, that was
right.
it was really cool.
Yeah, it was, and it ruined me when Rocket Man came out a year later.
that
the Elton
was-
John one. I didn't like it as
I didn't
much.
either.
I didn't either.
I didn't
And
like
it wasn't like awful. It just wasn't. It didn't give me what I needed, like Bohemian did.
Well, they
for
made
some
it
Yeah.
reason.
too much, and like I said before, I don't really like musicals, and that was very much a musical.
That was a
Everyone
musical.
breaks into song,
Yeah,
and I'm just
yeah.
like, it takes me out of the movie. And it
Absolutely.
just does.
Right, I agree.
I wanted more of a biopic.
Right,
you
me
know,
too.
Like the
because
the
Rhapsody
Queen one.
was so
Yeah.
good, and then when
Yeah.
I saw that, but it's weird because some people now like I feel like I'm right about that, but many people love Rocket Man and don't love Bohemian
Really?
Rhapsody. Yeah. I didn't, but they're out there. Like, who knew? Anthony, you were going to say something, sir?
I was just going to say Bohemian Rhapsody has been played many, many times in our house. If it comes on cable, it's one of those that she'll put it on.
It's her Goodfellas.
It's her
like
Goodfellas,
special.
exactly.
It's special.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Yeah.
I know every part of the film. One of those.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your rewatchable.
I always like the Doors.
I love the Doors.
Oh, I love the Doors. I loved that.
Yeah.
Me too. Manzarek
Oliver Stones.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
Manzarek
God.
got pissed off about the Doors movie because he was working on it with Stone the whole time, and then when it came out, he thought Stone portrayed Morrison as an asshole only. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, he did look like an asshole in the movie, but I feel like there had to be a lot of truth to that. The man was on drugs and liquored up all the time. I mean, it's a difficult life.
But people that knew him, they said that the movie missed Jim's sense of humor.
I've
they
heard
said that he was one of the funniest guys you'd ever meet. But that was not in the movie.
No, it was
He
dark.
was really a funny guy.
Yeah, it was very dark.
It was dark.
Yeah, it was dark. Yeah.
It definitely was, but that is Stone. You got to know if Stone's developing your biopic or the, it's going to be.
He's going to take it in his own direction.
Sure.
Yeah, we're not going to be too
whatever
funny.
he
Right,
wants
he'll
to do.
lean into the weird, which is fine.
Right.
Again, we love the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, so do you guys have anything you want to plug, or this will come out November
10th.
10th?
Yeah.
So if you think about the future, is there anything or any websites or anything you want to direct people to on social media?
Well, we have Winter Sect is on Instagram,
Yeah.
and I guess we are on Facebook too.
Yep.
We don't have an official website yet. We're starting to gear up.
Cool.
Yeah, we've been kind of lame in that
We're
regard.
on,
I would
we're on
say.
Bandcamp too, aren't we?
Bandcamp's
Bandcamp.
important.
We have all
That's
that
important.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we have 2 recordings out on Bandcamp
Yeah,
right now.
We're still trying to get
and
decent.
and we're going to work on getting some more recordings together and a little bit of distribution help with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got somebody in line for that.
We're
That's
gonna
wonderful.
try and help with stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
definitely.
music
Well,
out
that'd be
there.
cool. Yeah.
We'll have anywhere to find you guys on our website. And like I was telling you about our calendar, we'll start putting the gigs you got coming up on our calendar so people can find you.
Yep.
Well, we got New Orleans, and then we've got something in December. I forget what it is. And then we've got
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah,
be playing
but
in
we're gonna
York,
be
Pennsylvania, I
in
think.
Pennsylvania, but
Yeah.
we're going to be gearing up for that Bowie. We have the Bowie thing.
All right, in
but
November.
that'll be.
Yeah, I'm going to be
that'll-
following that closely because is that where
It's
is it?
in Washington,
It will
D.C.
be
It's in
at
DC.
the pie shop in D.C.
Okay.
And
That's
yeah.
that's we go down to 9:30 Club we
Yeah.
go down
Yeah.
there.
Well, the thing is that we have talked about doing it.
elsewhere. Yes.
Well, doing one up in Baltimore and one in D.C.
Again, yeah, doing it both. But
Because we had traditionally, even in D.C., we've had Baltimore bands.
Nice.
it's bands like shy away. They're like, oh yeah, we liked it, but we have to come up with something different this year. I mean,
Yeah,
it takes
it's a lot of work
Right,
for a
'cause it's
20-minute
a lot of
set.
work.
It's a lot
you
of
gotta,
work.
Right.
You
And-
gotta love Bowie.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I mean, how many people you get usually? Did you say it sells out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's.
So how-
There's only like 100. It's a smaller club.
It's
so.
a smaller
it's
club.
100
but-
people's 100 people. That's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
we can look for some venues up
Yeah.
in Baltimore.
Yeah, well-
that sounds like an awesome project.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, I
here's the
wanna
thing.
check it out.
I always thought that since everybody has to work so hard to get it together, wouldn't
Yeah.
it be nice to do it another night of it?
Right.
But obviously, like in Baltimore or someplace.
We
Yeah,
have
Just so all that hard work doesn't go to waste, and you can
Right.
you
No,
can get
it's
another
funny.
show
We
going.
went me and Amanda went to an Oriole game not long ago, and we went to Pools Island Brewery, which is basically in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Taylor Swift, but it was still random people. I mean, not random people, random musicians coming up and doing a Taylor Swift song or
Okay.
two, and then they would sit down, and then somebody else would come up and
That's
do a Taylor.
hilarious.
And but it was still cool
I'm sure,
because you're
yeah.
still like the way we look at the cover band, you're still playing the music, so you still got to learn the music. Like
Yeah,
and
right.
what you're saying with Bowie being so complex,
Right.
But
right.
it's cool. But it's I mean,
That's wild.
that was a cool thing to walk into.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
Well,
but I like
I
it.
love Taylor Swift, but I've never heard anything I've never heard one of her songs. I just think that she's a stand-up human
Yeah,
being.
I
She
know.
seems
Good
to
for
be.
her, you
So
know?
she seems
my
to be
wife
legit.
and Garrett, I've seen the Eras tour a few times.
Oh,
And
you've
it's-
seen? Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's an impressive
You've seen the Eras tour?
Like on Netflix.
The
like
video.
you can
Oh, it's
watch
on
it.
Ne- oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
It's like 3.5 hours long, and it's impressive
Yeah.
the things she does. And,
Here's the thing, is
she's a showman now.
Sure,
I mean, it's
anybody that
incredible.
has that kind of success and that kind of money and the amount of material. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
She's-
And she writes it, so
She
it's like
writes
you
it.
can say whatever the
Yeah,
hell
I mean,
you
she
want
made a
about it.
whole tour on the eras of her albums.
Right.
I mean, that's why it's called the Eras Tour.
And you can say whatever you want about her, but at the end of the day, most of the negative stuff you're saying about her is because you didn't do it.
yeah, I don't
You know,
even-
because
yeah,
it's
I like her. I don't like all of it, but I like a
Me
lot
neither.
of it.
I don't even. I just am saying I do respect her, like
Yeah.
you. It's like
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta. I mean, give me a break. Like something's right. I
Well,
mean, she's
watch the Eras Tour. It's
Okay,
it's
I
an
didn't know you
impressive
could watch.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have to this day I've never heard any song. I
Right.
don't know anything she
That's
does.
so
I think,
funny.
I think you'd probably like it. I
She's
mean,
like, I like Taylor
she's got
Swift.
all kinds of
No,
stuff.
I saw. I see what she's
Yeah, you
doing,
like her
and I see
moral
how
vibe.
she's using her celebrity
Yeah.
to really be helpful in
Yeah.
the world, which I think is great use of visibility and power.
Yeah.
Sure.
I will say though, I'm not crazy about her wardrobe.
That's funny.
She wears some cool stuff in the
That's
Eras.
She
funny.
wears some
Yeah.
cool stuff, but oh my god.
No, it's cool though.
You know where I
That's,
got-
the
Goth her up a little bit.
Yeah,
here.
she
Let's
needs a
put her
little. She needs a little. Like I just can't deal with the whole leotard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She
the
looks-
concert footage is it's one concert. It's at SoFi Stadium in LA. And I mean, the crowd when you came in, you got these lighted wristbands that were automated. So
She got that from Fish, just to be
yeah,
clear.
but it's wild. And then just the cool stuff, like the overhead shots that people down on the floor probably can't even see, where she's kind of dancing around as she does songs, and she slams her foot down, and the whole stage just cracks.
Wow.
Like it's stuff. Watching it's awesome because it's stuff that people down there didn't even see. And then just the screen, it's just the spectacle,
Yeah.
the stage performance, the band.
Yeah,
No,
her band's sick. It's got to be
her
sick.
band
I mean,
is great. The dancers are great.
I'm
Sure.
Yeah, it's impressive.
balls to the walls.
Right.
She doesn't call it in.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's a show.
And
It's
again, I've never seen
Right.
or heard anything she's ever done. You just
That's
know.
that's a wild thing to say.
You just know.
Right.
You just know that this woman is. She's really a gift to the world, and
Yeah.
she's doing good through
That's good
her.
stuff.
Yeah, one of Amanda's good friends posted a picture. She saw her. It was from 2007. She saw her for $10. And they met her. There's a picture with her. She
That's
saw her
awesome.
just in, it was $10. It was just in some.
That's
ven-
rare
It was just
air.
in a venue.
Yeah.
She's like wearing her headset, her old school headset,
Yeah.
where it's just like the ball.
She's like at the point where she was like Tiffany in the 80s. Remember, she was touring the malls.
Yeah,
Remember
that's
Tiffany
right.
in the
Yeah,
80s.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good
She's
stuff.
done a lot to raise self-esteem for younger girls
Absolutely.
Yes,
of
100%.
all color, all walks of life. She's such a supportive. And again, I've never heard anything. I probably won't ever.
If you want to just hear her music, and what actually really impressed me was seeing her on the Tiny Desk
The Tiny
concerts.
Desk
It was
concerts.
her and a guitar
Yep.
Yeah.
and a piano.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, she actually can play and she
Absolutely.
can sing. She's not like auto-tuned to high heaven or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, okay. And I
Right.
got a lot of respect for her because of that. You know, it was just-
Absolutely.
she's actually very talented.
Yeah.
Well, you don't get to where you are
100%.
being, not having talent.
That's what I'm
But-
saying. It's like all the hate is it's so strange. Like, why? Just
Right,
put
it's
some of
wild.
that energy towards good. Good
Yeah, like that. There
vibes.
was a video. Some dude bought. He wanted signed Taylor Swift
And he
guitar, and he
smashed-
just walked up and smashed it.
Oh yeah,
But
I
it
saw
turns
that.
out it wasn't really signed by her.
It
Is that
wasn't?
right?
No, he spent a couple of $1,000s on it. And it was a fake.
Well, that's a
what
happy
I-
ending.
Okay.
So that is a happy ending.
It is. It's just this kind of, nowadays people want to go viral, and it's like, this guy buys a guitar, is like, oh, I'm gonna smash this. Everybody knows where I stand,
Right.
and it's like, it's just
It's a little embarrassing.
fucking.
Once again, yeah, you could have taken that money and fed a poor
That's my
family,
guy, sure.
a bunch of poor families.
put it to good.
Yes,
real
and,
good.
and you could use that energy to go out and inspire other people to do good things.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. We
But-
love
Or
it.
you could buy a McLaren and crash it
Yeah.
and put it on social media. Yeah.
That
There's some kid that did that. I
Real
was just like,
productive, right? That's real productive
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, well, look, we're trying to we're trying together to bring positivity back to the
Sanity.
world, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate you guys, and
I
I'm so happy to meet you.
appreciate you.
And
Yeah.
wait till you hear and see it; it'll be great. And stay sane, Baltimore.
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
All right, we're
Thank
out.
you.
Great having you guys.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you so much.
Sea is shining, waves are black, moving over. You are black. Drink the water, taste the wine, moving over. You are divine. We are shadow. We are light. We are angels. We are divine. We are shadow. We are light. We are angels. We are divine. I
that slick black hair, wild eye. You don't care. You compromise. You want me in your dream. You call me to your dream. Oh, you've got wild eyes. You've got wild eyes. Wild open, you lost your mind. You're like an orphan, losing time. The walls are bleeding with your life. You gotta go now. It's time to fly. Oh, you know you can't leave. Spread your wings. No one says you can't fly. Your tears are polished, porcelain steel. You're such an actress, nothing is real. You've got lots of ways to go, but you fall inside yourself, 'cause you don't know. Spread your wings. No one says you can't fly. Your tears are polished, porcelain steel. You're such an actress, nothing is real. You've got lots of ways to go, but you fall inside yourself. You don't know. Oh, oh, oh. Come along, little darling, into my mystic grave. I know that you want it, but you're gonna have to behave. Every time you come around, you run away. I know you're confused. You're turning into me. I know we can make it. Come in and drink some tea. You and I will get naked, and you'll turn into me. Every time you come around, I use your way. I know you're confused. You're turning into me. Come along, little darling, into my mystic grave. You and I are gonna duke it out. Neither one of us is gonna get saved. Every time you come around, you run away. I know you're confused. You're turning into me. You're my mystic twin. You're my mystic twin. You're my mystic twin. You're my mystic twin. I'm turning into you. You're turning into me. I'm turning into you. You're turning into me.
Thanks for listening, Baltimore. You can find us at www.sanitylounge.com or on Instagram at sanity.lounge.
Keep listening and subscribe.
Stay sane, Baltimore.